Just the same question I asked of Mayor Carvalho with regards to the TAT and the, the funding priorities that initially that the act started off. Your opinion, how's your feeling if we decide we're going to change, the distribution and make sure that you use it to take care of those areas that I talked about? Or the initial intent, anyway, of the original act?
Absolutely. I mean, the enabling statute behind the transient accommodation tax and the creation of it was to support the Hawaii Convention Center, support the Hawaii Tourism Authority, and help the counties offset the impact of tourism onto our communities. And I believe, not only myself, but our fellow mayors, those are all critical investments to make. When we talk about our beach parks, when we talk about quality of life, police, fire, first responder services, the counties are committed to that. We all need to make our islands not just a nice place to visit, as I said, but a nice place to live. Those parks aren't just for visitors, but children, families, and kupuna. I said once before, and I'll answer the TAT question this way, that when a visitor comes, they get a landing tax. Then they go to the hotel room, there's a hotel room tax. They rent a car, they get a rent-a-car tax. Those are all state taxes. But then, when we talk about beaches and lifeguards and fire and police, wastewater system, water, solid waste, those are all county. It's not a us or them. When that issue comes up, people try to create a separation between state and county, and I don't think there's a separation. I think we all see the same benefits, the same challenges, and we are more than willing to listen, to share, and to work with the state legislature in terms of where TAT goes. We've made agreements on capping the TAT. So we stand ready to continue to have a conversation and discussion. But I'm here to say thank you to all of you for maintaining that transient accommodation tax to the counties, because that has provided tremendous benefit to us.
Okay.
So mahalo.
Thank you. I didn't ask this question to Mayor Carvalho, but I'll ask you. We read and we've heard that the mayors may ask us, the legislature, to have the authority to give you the opportunity to use or allow the % tax, general excise tax, for your benefit.
Yes.
I'm your constituent. But I'm just kind of curious if you would allow, if the legislature decides to give that to you, that we add a caveat that it goes back to the counties and have the people decide if they'll allow you to raise the GET tax. Because I think rather than us just giving you the opportunity to raise the tax, I think it should be given out to the people to vote on it, to allow the additional tax to be taxed on the people. I was wondering if you would allow that to happen.
I agree. Me too. Me too.
Do a charter amendment with the bill.
No, Senator, I believe the legislature can give the authority to the counties for the general excise tax, but it still have to go to the people, go to the county council to actually enact it.
Great.
So I don't think it would just be immediately enacted. There's still a process for the community to speak to it, for the council and our municipal legislative bodies to vote on it. The issue has come up, and we've had this conversation before. It was given to all of the counties as an option a few years ago.
Right.
City and county, of course, took advantage of that option. The other counties did not at that time. This is prior to my taking office. I believe it was about 06, 07. The issue has come up in the past legislative session. And as we talk about TAT and we talk about county and state, as you know, the counties, all we have in our revenue toolbox, in addition to fees and services, is property taxes. The second largest source of revenue to the counties is the transient accommodation tax. That's why it's so important to us. The general excise tax is another issue that gives the counties the option or authority, if they so choose, to proceed with a general excise tax. Now again, each county would have to do it having their own conversations with their communities, whether or not to enact it. But we've talked about it. If the city and county has it, then it makes sense that all the counties should have that option. Now, it's up to the legislature, as you've mentioned, what conditions they want to put on that. Are that authority for a general excise tax be restricted to transportation? Will it also include housing and other priorities established by this body? Then we'd be okay with that. So it's still a conversation. It's a starting point, but it's something we all agree it's a conversation worth having.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Thank you, chairs.
Thank you. Members, questions?